You know, when we think about making real money in farming, our minds usually jump to these huge, complicated projects, right? We're always chasing the next big thing. But what if I told you that a stable, serious income is hiding in plain sight, in a simple vegetable we see almost every single day? Today, we're going to look at what might just be Kenya's quietest gold mine.
So let's just ask the question straight up. What if a vegetable that your grandmother probably cooked for you, one you've eaten 100 times, actually holds the key to earning a six-figure income every month? I know, it sounds a little too good to be true, but that's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. It really gets to the heart of what we're talking about. We so often overlook the obvious, don't we? The most consistent, reliable opportunities are the ones that aren't flashy. They're just sitting there waiting for someone to pay attention.
All right, so let's pull back the curtain on this so-called overlooked gold mine. We are talking about Saga. You might know it as spider flower. It's a humble, traditional vegetable that, believe it or not, a lot of Kenyans are quietly turning into a very serious business.
And here it is, the big claim. We're not talking about agricultural experts or giant corporations. We're talking about regular, ordinary farmers who are consistently banking over 100,000 Kenyan shillings a month. And they're not shouting about it, they're just quietly cashing in. So the question is, how on earth is that possible?
Well, the answer, like always, is in the numbers. So let's break down the profitability of Saga farming and see exactly why it's such a moneymaker. Honestly, this is where the story gets really interesting.
First off, let's talk about productivity. A single acre of land, just 1 acre, can give you up to 2,500 kilograms of saga leaves in one harvest. But here's the crazy part, the speed. Saga grows so fast you can have your first harvest ready in just 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, that is an incredibly quick turnaround. So what about the market price? Well, it's strong and it's consistent. If you're selling wholesale, you can get anywhere from 70 to 120 shillings a kilo. But if you sell directly to people, to hotels, or to your local mama mboga, that price can shoot up to 200 shillings. So you've got multiple ways to make a profit here.
So let's do the math. Let's put that yield and that price together. Even on a tiny quarter-acre plot, a farmer could be looking at around 64,000 shillings a month. Double that to half an acre, and boom, you're clearing over 100,000 shillings. And if you have a full acre, we're talking over 160,000 shillings a month. The way this scales is just incredible.
And this chart just lays it out perfectly. You can see that direct, powerful link between the land you have and the money you can make. This isn't just a wild guess, it's a clear path from a nice side hustle to a really significant main income.
Okay, so making a lot of revenue is great, but what about costs, right? Because profit is what you actually take home. And this is the real kicker. The costs to produce saga are super low. The seeds are cheap, it handles dry weather pretty well, and you don't need a bunch of expensive chemicals. Plus, you can harvest it over and over. That combo of high income and low costs is the magic formula.
I know what you might be thinking. These numbers sound great on paper, but is anyone actually doing this? Are they real? The answer is a huge yes. So let's look at some actual success stories from the ground. These aren't just stats. These are real people changing their lives with this plant.
So let's start in Kisii. We've got a woman who's farming on just half an acre of land. Not some massive farm, just a manageable plot that, a lot of people might actually have access to.
And check out how smart she is about her business. She's not just relying on one buyer. Oh no, she has diversified her customers. She's selling to supermarkets, a hospital, and 10 different local vendors. That is a tough, resilient business model that protects her income.
And what's the result of all that hard work and clever planning? She's bringing in between 90,000 and 130,000 shillings every single month. That's not an estimate, that's her reality, all from just half an acre of saga. Okay, let's look at another example, this time from Kibwezi. Here, we've got a farmer on an even smaller piece of land, just a quarter acre. He's using drip irrigation to make sure he gets a steady harvest, and his strategy is a little different. He works with one distributor who takes all his produce straight to the big market in Nairobi.
And what are his results? A totally consistent monthly income between 70 and 110,000 shillings. This just proves there's more than one way to win at this. Whether you build your own local network or work with a big distributor, the money is there to be made. So what's the secret sauce here?
Why is this simple vegetable so profitable when other crops can be such a gamble? Well, the answer is all about understanding the deep, constant, and absolutely unshakable demand for saga in Kenya.
And here's the core idea. Saga isn't just food, it's a cultural staple. It's woven into the fabric of daily life, of family meals, of good nutrition. This isn't some trendy new superfood that's popular today and gone tomorrow. Its value is permanent, it's embedded in the culture.
And because it's a staple, the demand just never stops. It's incredibly diverse. Hotels, parents, hospitals, local vendors, they all need it every day. The market is described as being completely hungry for it, often selling out even faster than Sukuma Wiki. This isn't a market that goes up and down. It's a reliable, predictable engine of demand.
All right, so we've seen the numbers, we understand the demand. The next logical question is, how could you actually get started? Let's talk about the path to turning this opportunity into your own business.
Now, this right here might be the best part because it just smashes all the usual excuses we make. You don't need a massive farm or millions in cash. You don't need complicated greenhouses or decades of experience. What you do need is pretty simple: a small bit of land, some water, commitment, and yeah, the courage to actually start.
And that really brings us to the most powerful takeaway of all. This is a call to action. Your whole story, from just getting by to actually thriving, from wishing for more to earning it, it can all start with one simple decision to just begin.
Now, for those of you who might be interested in a more guided path, the source material does mention a 22-day online training course. It covers saga and other vegetables. The contact info is right there on the screen if you want to find out about when the next one is starting.
So we'll end with this question, just to leave you with something to think about. We've seen the data, we've heard the stories, and we've understood the incredible demand for this humble little vegetable. It really makes you wonder, is your biggest financial breakthrough not some complicated, far-off idea, but something that's been hiding in plain sight all along, just waiting for you to see it?